Here is a recap of a Saving Nora meeting. Guest speaker, Amanda Charlie.
So, we're reviewing what we've been going through for the last 3 meetings. I've talked about the causes, the symptoms, well, touched on the symptoms, the strands of diabetes, some key terms for the diabetes. Can anybody tell me some key terms? Key terms. Okay, and
there was one with the hypo.
Huh?
There was one with the hypo.
Hypoglycemia.
Yeah, and hyperglycemia.
And what is that?
When your blood sugar is up and when your blood sugar is down.
Adelaide.
Gestational diabetes.
Okay.
The one you get when you're pregnant.
You get it when you're pregnant. And what does that do to the baby?
It can make the baby fat, like 13 pounds.
And over time, what happens to the baby as it grows?
It stays big.
Stays big and
it can end up with other
complications
and stuff like that. Diabetes.
Yeah. So, any other? Can somebody tell me what is type 2 diabetes?
That's when you have diabetes when you're older, correct? Oh, that's when you have diabetes when you're older, correct?
And type 1 diabetes?
That's the kids' diabetes.
Okay.
Can I add something on that? Not exactly. Type 2 is when type 2 is when your pancreas is making insulin, just not enough. And type 1 is when your pancreas is not making insulin.
Told you about yourself.
Yeah. Before we go into the symptoms and stuff, I'm gonna let Amanda come up, and she's actually a living member with diabetes.
I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes when I was 11. That was 5th grade. I remember, yes, I was in the class with Daniel when he first found out, what it was and everything. That experience, it was a lot. During, I think it was a couple of months before my 11th birthday, I kept drinking a lot, which I'm sure Courtney has explained to you guys the symptoms, which is frequent urination, shakiness, dizziness, tired, and drinking a lot. So during those couple of months, I was actually drinking gallons at a time, like gallons of milk, gallons of juice, anything that I can get because I was so dehydrated and so just tired all the time. I felt like it wasn't quenching. So, my mom used to always get mad at me because she's like, I just bought the milk. I just bought the milk. You drink it already? You drink it already? Island parents. So, it was happening for a long time, and my parents, they never brought it to medical attention because they thought, oh, that's just what she wanna do. There's nothing wrong with her. And so finally, one time, they took me to an urgent care. And the urgent care, they said, okay, well, let me check you out, your blood pressure and everything. Okay, let me check your blood sugar. And my blood sugar at that time was 1,045. If my blood sugar would have went to 1,100, I could have been in a diabetic coma.
Oh my God.
So at that time, which was when they took me in the wheelchair, they had a little station in the back where they had the beds set up. And I'm wondering, I'm like, what's going on? Like, why are they wheelchairing me to this bed? And they took at least they were trying to take my blood because since I was born premature, my veins and everything are very deep and they're very tiny. So it took about 4 doctors to try to find it. And once they found it, they saw that my blood sugar was very high, but they didn't tell me. And so the first thing that I know is that I'm being ambulanced over to, Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital. I'm still not knowing what's going on, right in the ambulance. Somebody looking at me, I'm looking at them, they're looking at me, I'm looking at them. I'm like, is anybody going to tell me what's going on? And so finally when I get up to Joe DiMaggio, I'm in the stretcher and they're like running with me. I'm wondering, I'm sitting there like, okay, what's going on? And so when we finally reached there, I was just so tired and so thirsty. Like, on my mind was just, is somebody going to give me something to drink? Like, I'm tired, I'm thirsty. And finally, when I get there, the doctors, they're just rushing me into the hospital bed, putting IVs everywhere in my arm. Sometimes when I would wake up, I'm like so tired, and I would wake up and I just see them pinching me, taking blood. Oh, is she good? She good? Tapping me, and I'm like, what is going on? And so finally, I spent about a week in the hospital, but I think it was the second day they told me, the doctor came in, he said, I need to talk to you. I said, okay. All right. And then, you know, I'm with my parents, and they're sitting there, and then she finally says, okay, Amanda, you have what is known as type 2 diabetes. And I'm like, diabetes? Isn't that what the old people on the commercials get? Why do I have this? And she starts explaining to me, well, you know, you can get it through genetics. And so that's when my mom tells me, oh, your grandmother had it, and your great-grandmother had it. And I'm like, so it's with you. And with me. Okay. I'm mad there. And so at first when I found out, I didn't really know what it was. And then I'm just like, okay, you know, I'll get to miss school. I missed school for about a week, which was really funny because in my class, which Daniel was in here, they had an attendance thing where if everyone gets perfect attendance, then you can have a pizza party. And so I was hearing back from the class that they're angry. They're like, what's wrong with Amanda? Why she's not coming to school? What's wrong with her? What's wrong with her? And so they finally found out, and they apologized to me afterwards, and I came. But anyway, when that first week, I didn't know what was going on. I just know it had to be something because they put me in a room with a girl that really touched me. She had this blood disorder where she bleeds, and like if she gets a small cut, she bleeds and bleeds and bleeds and bleeds, and it doesn't stop. And also they would send me to this activity room where they'd have just a lot of sick kids there with IVs, and I'm thinking like, something must be really wrong with me. I mean, the doctor explained to me what diabetes is, but they didn't really, I didn't get it. I was a kid. I didn't understand. So after that, when they started educating me more, I was like, whoa, I could die from this. This can affect my health. Whoa, I was scared. Until I started learning more and more about it, and it started helping me. And then I went to my class and actually explained what it was, because they're asking me, "You have diabetes?" Like they didn't know what was going on. And so after I explained it to them, they started learning more about it, and I learned more myself. I started going on diabetes websites. I started looking up stuff. I'm like, okay, because devil already tried to kill me once when I was born, because I was born premature, about to die. Like, he's not going to try a second time. So I was trying to find out what this was, how can I prevent it, what I need to do. So I started counting my carbs. I started exercising a lot. I started making sure I take my medication, which I don't know if he explained to you guys about the meds yet. No. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure Courtney is going to explain it to you later. I was on something called insulin, which my pancreas wasn't making, and it was in shots. So I'd have to take about 3 to 4 shots a day. You're 11 years old. I'm scared. Like, my mom comes, oh, you need to take your shots.
You mean like shots? Like the cups, or you mean like in your arm?
The needles.
The needles.
Oh.
They, where you do the needles is in the part where they have fat, so you put in your stomach, your thighs, and your arms. And I have to learn to do it myself, which was even harder, because I do not want to do this. I don't like needles. I already had to go through this when I was born. I really don't want to do it again, because I want to be a kid. I want to go outside. I want to play. I want to eat candy, But I had to deal with it. And, I used to get real upset. I was like angry at God, and I was just like, why again? Why do I have this condition? And, I've thought about it for like a while, and I was like, I must have this condition so I can help other people like Courtney is doing right now. And, till this day, I'm still very happy with the people like Courtney that's been doing the advocating for it, because no child should have to go through this. No adult should have to go through this. Nobody should have to tell you, oh, if you don't take care of yourself, you're going to die, or this condition is going to kill me, because I've been through it twice in this condition. These conditions that I have, it's not going to kill me. Diabetes affects your eyes. It affects your feet, your circulation. It affects basically basically your whole entire bodies, all your organs and everything could shut down. But I'm fighting it, and I really don't care if the doctor's going to tell me that I'm not going to live, because I know that I am.
If you don't take care of it, you have sometimes like face amputations and stuff like that, right?
Yes.
Have you ever like been in a condition where like you had to like you rushed to the hospital because your blood sugar went too high and like you were not like that. I'm talking about like another incident afterwards.
Well, actually, afterwards, let's see. No. It was, but as for the amputation thing, they did tell me, you know, you can, especially if you get really big cuts on your arms or your legs and stuff, it doesn't heal. That's why usually my mom would never allow me to like, you know, cut stuff up and all that in the kitchen or anything like that. Usually sometimes even now if I get cuts on my arms or anything, I get scared because I'm like, you know, don't take my arm out. You know. But as of affecting your body, I have to see eye doctor like about 2 times every year. Go all the way to Baskin Palmer, which is like downtown Miami. I have to see feet doctor, I have to see blood, everything. As of going into the hospital, it was one time for like I get really, really bad migraines, and sometimes that happens with your blood sugar. The thing is with diabetes is it affects everything. It affects your vision. Right now I have astigmatism. It affects your blood. I'm anemic. It affects your feet. Right now I have this, not a sore, but it's something on my foot that they say, you know, if that doesn't heal, you know, we might have to take drastic measures and, you know, you might have to cut it off. Thank God now it does not, because I've been doing what needs to be done. But that's the thing with diabetes is that you never know. You know, you might be like, oh, I'm just a kid. I can do whatever. I can do whatever, and I can eat as much as I want. But it tears your body up from the inside. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to wrap it up. Any other questions that you guys have for me, come to me in the hallway. I have a project that I'm doing too, and it's on prematurity in babies. And what that is when the babies come out before the 9 months and the health conditions that they have and the causes and the effects and with the teen mothers, teen pregnancy and things like that. So if you want more, yes, internet, you can talk to her about it as well.
Sorry. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm premature, and like one of my defects is that I have severe asthma. So yeah. I went to your meeting before, but I didn't get to stay and just sit and watch, so yeah.
And you're still here today. And you're still here today, and you're fighting, so that's good. And I wish you guys the best of luck.
Okay, no, we would love to have you anytime you want to come. Every Tuesday.